I don't usually talk about direct communist, ranting. Most of the time, I just talk about moderators. But I'm in the mood to actually talk about something economical. And today's topic is going to be about financial incentives. That somehow people will only contribute to society if there's a financial incentive to do so. Even though, let's put it this way. You're an astronaut. Do you become an astronaut for the money? No, because most likely you're going to die. I mean, they go through necessary protocols to prevent death, but there is a high possibility something could go wrong. And while your family might be, financially fit afterward, that doesn't do you any good. So obviously you're not in it for the money because an astronaut is neither going to have time nor probably live to see all the hookers and blow he gets from his money. So most of the things that actually contribute to society, like engineering, biology, astrophysics, nuclear energy, things like that, are not in it for the money. They're in it for the advancement of the human species. So the only things you get into for the money are things that involve something cushy and safe. So mid-management is for the money. Having lots of shares in a reputable company is for the money. Being the CEO of a multi-billion-dollar institution is for the money. But these things in and of themselves do not contribute to jack shit. So the argument is completely invalid. And I want to list as an example Dungeons and Dragons. Because recently I torrented a whole bamboozle of 3rd edition books. And only a minuscule of them within that 100 manuals is worth a damn. And these books aren't cheap. These things range from $30 to $60 a pop. And you're going to tell me you're going to charge that kind of money for something I could get better quality of on a website for free. There are a lot of problems with D&D manuals that Wizards of the Coast and to a lesser extent the other companies that make D&D manuals just don't want to think about. Things such as players don't give a crap about your fluff. I mean, some fluff is good. Obviously it helps inspire you in what you want to do in your game. However, you don't need to go to that grotesque extent. You don't need to tell every little story and go into this excessive amount of detail when in fact it's not going to fit into most DM's mold of what they want for their game anyway. They're going to alter it themselves. Why do you need this enormous, setting that is so encased and so engrossed in itself in a vacuum, and DMs are going to go off the rails anyway. What players and what DMs and things are worried about is the mechanics of classes, random generator tables, things like that. Things they can actually use practically. And I don't see that very often in these D&D manuals. In fact, a lot of manuals in the early stages of 3rd edition were strategy guides, but they weren't good strategy guides. You want a strategy guide? You go and search for how to make the most broken ass player imaginable. Like, let's say you want to be a very powerful cleric. I was going to say fighter, but that's implying the fighter is good. You want to be the most god-awful, broken cleric imaginable. I'm sure you wouldn't have to look very far to find some decent strategy guides involving what spells to pick, what feats to use, things like that. And then, now you're the best cleric there is. Whereas these strategy guides that are $30 to $60 give you shit you already knew, but then just purdy it up with words. So you mean to tell me words are now worth $30 to $60 as opposed to the actual intricate knowledge within that I can get for free? So don't freaking tell me that profit is an incentive. The only thing money is an incentive to do is to manipulate people into thinking whatever they're selling is worth a damn. And it's not. That's all money is good for. Money is good for itself. It's good for how to get people to motivate themselves to desire more money. Money is about acquirement. It is about acquiring money in and of itself. So you go through all these ideas in your head and you work really hard for the money, not for whatever comes along with the money. I don't work hard to do something and because of money. I work hard to either get money because I want the money or to do the thing in question because I want to do that particular thing and contribute in that particular way. But in no point in that equation does the money make me want to do the important thing. Because if I wanted to do the important thing, most likely I'm not going to have time to enjoy the money anyway. I'm not getting enjoyment out of the money. I'm getting enjoyment out of the thing. And so the two are mutually exclusive. Now some might argue that sometimes they're not. But at best you can say sometimes. And that's very few sometimes. So I'm not here to circle jerk the minority. I'm here to talk about the practicality of it. I'm here to talk about day-to-day life. And in day-to-day life, money is not an incentive to do jack shit other than to try and acquire more money. So I do not want to hear that somehow we have what we have because of capitalism. We have what we have because people had incentives to make it out of, the financial motive. Because if it was for the financial motive, why then does technology suck so bad? I mean, think about it. Technology is regressed in some way. Yes, it's advanced in some other ways, mostly in marketing. But the practical use of technology is horrible. It's always just glitching up and shutting down. There's these terms of service that actually have no legal bearing, but they intimidate people into thinking they do, and they lie, and they cheat, and they scheme, and they have hidden fees, and blah, blah, blah. It's no longer about the technology. It's about the money acquired from the technology. So obviously they are not interested in the advancement of the human race. They are not interested in the newest gadget actually being useful and entertaining people and being a healthy addition to our already, luxurious first world life. It's about the fucking money. And the people that actually contributed technologically to society were not interested in the money to begin with. They only acquired enough money to live on so that they could continue to advance society in whatever form that took on. So I'm just talking in circles, but in reality, no. Money is not an incentive to do jack shit. Money is its own incentive. And if you don't believe me, just go outside and look around you. Look at, what people do and things like that. People are not working at McDonald's because they want to work at McDonald's. They're doing it because they need money to eat and to survive. People are not pimping because pimping is going to do great things for people. They're pimping because they want the fucking money. And people do not study hard and waste the better years of their life going to school because of money. They do it because they actually want to contribute and want to have a meaningful existence in doing something relevant. So yes, the two are mutually exclusive. Deal with it.